Deep in the Galaxis Region 5 of the Milky Way galaxy, there was my home. Peaceful and in delightful solitude, we knew nothing of war except for trivial feuds between existing clans. That is, until we were discovered by the Galactic Protectorate, different species among different worlds with differing cultures. Some resemble my species in peace and solitude, but others were more radical in nature. I have no malicious intent, nor I discuss them, because I have not stepped into their souls to know what they've experienced. But there was one species I and many others were curious to. They called themselves humans. They came in peace, they said, but all saw their history that the Protectorate Council got their hands of. Millennia of brutal war, blood, and many civilizations collapsing, and yet here they are. Survived it all without driving their species to extinction. Me and many others were actually enthusiastic to welcome them, but alas, fate has other plans. Karamin, Agroplanet, Region 4 of the Galactic Arm. Me and many others were pinned under a huge rubble of broken and destroyed machines of agriculture. We were sent here to monitor the people when we were attacked by a fleet of pirates. We requested help for hours now, but all we got was static. Our communications officer was shot by a plasma bolt, as his cauterized arm was still smoking, or sending distress signals left and right. Our leading officer was crying on the ground as he couldn't take the punishing attacks by the pirates, so I had to take over. I didn't have any combat experience, but I did all I could to gather up soldiers and enough power packs to stave off more pirates. Then our communicator crackles into life with a single sentence. "This is the Terra Marines and we are en route." That single sentence made our day. Now we had backup from our new partner. But we saw that they've only sent one transport ship. All of us looked at each other and thought the same thing. Is this a joke? The humans merely sent a single ship to assist us? Turns out, that's all we needed. As the ship hovers near the landing site, it was immediately targeted by several plasma bolts, but to our shock it didn't get shot down. In fact, it let out its own fire. Long and rumbling zips from its kinetic, super-fast firing cannon clipped a large portion of the perpetrators, but they didn't relent. That's when the Marines came crashing down. Literally. As they landed, the solid and paved ground cracked beneath their metallic boot. The power armor that they are carrying is clunky and huge. That's it. Huge. The humans we saw at the council weren't this huge and intimidating. A warrior race, perhaps? But we didn't have the time to ask what part of the hierarchy they are when they fired back at the pirates. Their guns were sleek compared to their armor, but it somehow suits them, though the damage was more than expected. Instead of being penetrated, the enemy's body exploded every time the projectile made contact. Of course, the enemy fired back, but the Marine's armor has something that ours don't. A personal ionic shield against plasma bolts. Even with dozens of shots, the shield didn't dim, nor disappear. The battle was so one-sided that we actually felt bad for the enemy. At first. Every time the enemy charged, the Marines charged back with more ferocity. It wasn't a battle anymore, but a decimation of them in the field. These humans were both efficient and ruthless without even speaking a word, so as the battle stops, it was clear that no enemy survivors were spotted nor detected. Limbs were splattered throughout the field, still twitching arms were splayed on the burning agricultural equipment. From that day on, we knew humanity's affinity to war and bloodshed was never lost even during peace.